Have you ever met someone who always seems to have the answer before they have heard the question? Who argues confidently about things they clearly don't understand? Who repeats the same mistakes and somehow never sees the pattern? Psychology says those aren't personality quirks, they are measurable cognitive habits. And science has identified specific behaviors that consistently point to lower levels of critical thinking and intellectual development. Let's break down the 5 rare habits of extremely low intelligence that psychology explains. Number 1. They are confident about things they don't know. This is perhaps the most well-documented finding in cognitive psychology. It is called the Dunning-Kruger effect. People with limited knowledge in a subject consistently overestimate their understanding of it. They don't know enough to know what they are missing, so they fill that gap with confidence. While genuinely intelligent people tend to second-guess themselves, low critical thinkers speak with certainty. Not because they have thought deeply, but because they haven't thought deeply enough to realize how much is left to understand. Number 2, they cannot tolerate being wrong. Psychologists say that intellectual flexibility, the ability to update your beliefs when faced with new evidence, is one of the strongest markers of high intelligence. People who lack this ability don't just disagree, they get defensive, dismissive, and sometimes aggressive when their views are challenged. This is linked to a concept called cognitive rigidity. Their identity is fused with their opinions, so being wrong doesn't just feel like a mistake, it feels like an attack on who they are. And that makes learning almost impossible. Number 3, they mock what they don't understand. This one is subtle but revealing. When faced with an idea, a concept, or a person that they cannot easily categorize, low critical thinkers often respond with ridicule. Psychologists connect this to a defense mechanism called intellectual avoidance. Instead of engaging with something unfamiliar, they dismiss it. They laugh at books. They call curiosity showing off. They label deep thinking as overthinking, because mockery is easier than the discomfort of not understanding something. Number 4, they learn nothing from experience. One of the clearest signs of low intelligence is the repetition of the same mistakes across different situations. Psychologists call this poor metacognition, the inability to reflect on your own thinking and behavior. Highly intelligent people analyze their failures. They ask what went wrong and why. Low critical thinkers externalize everything. It was bad luck. It was someone else's fault. It was the situation. The one variable that never gets examined is themselves, and so nothing ever changes. Number 5, they need constant external validation to feel certain. Psychologists link intellectual confidence to internal reasoning. Smart people can sit with uncertainty and think their way through it, but people with lower critical thinking ability rely heavily on what others believe to form their own opinions. They follow the loudest voice in the room. They change their position based on who they last spoke to, not because they are open-minded, but because they have not developed the internal framework to evaluate ideas independently. Their certainty always needs to be borrowed from someone else. So the next time you notice these habits in someone around you, understand one thing. Low intelligence is rarely about education or opportunity alone. It is often about the unwillingness to be uncomfortable, to be wrong, and to keep learning. And here's the most important truth psychology offers. The moment a person becomes aware of these patterns, they already have the power to rise above them. If you love understanding the way minds work and why people behave the way they do, subscribe now, because on this channel we don't just observe behavior, we decode the thinking behind it.